Beginning arrival of the hunters. The sky over North America's remote badlands shimmered in streaks of green and violet. It wasn't auroras, it was the fleet. The galaxy's elite hunters, bounty warriors feared across systems, had arrived. Their sleek ships cut through the atmosphere, silent yet menacing. Most humans would have panicked. Not Jace Hunter, a 17-year-old with a reputation for being grumpy, clever, and deadly. He had trained his whole life, not in armies or academies, but in surviving against odds too ridiculous for any sane person. From his vantage point atop a crumbling mesa, he watched as the alien fleet deployed scout drones across the valley. No fear, only irritation, burned in his eyes. Seriously? This many of them just to take one teen, he muttered. I guess I really am popular. Jace had expected trouble. The galaxy had noticed Earth before, mostly for its primitive yet surprisingly resilient inhabitants. But no one expected a grumpy human teen to be the defender of the planet. And that was exactly what he intended to be. The first encounter. The hunters landed like shadows at dusk. 4 figures emerged, tall, lithe, and armed with energy weapons that glowed with lethal intent. Each carried the insignia of the Orion Guild, renowned for conquering planets and taking trophies from every world. Jace yawned, casually flipping a combat knife in one hand. Well, this should be fun, he said, not hiding the sarcasm. The lead hunter stepped forward, its eyes scanning Jace. Its voice, amplified by biomodulation, boomed. You are the human the galaxy whispers about. Do you surrender? Jace smirked. Surrender? Nah, I'm more of a teach you a lesson kind of guy. Before the hunter could react, Jace ducked and rolled down the rocky slope, using the terrain to his advantage. The hunters were precise, fast, and lethal, but they were used to open fields, not jagged cliffs and boulders. Jace moved like water, low, fast, unpredictable. Each step was a trap laid for the hunters. He hurled rocks to trigger proximity sensors, sent shock pulses through hidden wires, and used every natural advantage of the Badlands. The hunters paused, surprised. No human had ever moved like this, no human had outsmarted elite galactic hunters before. The turning point, the teen strikes back. Hours passed, and the hunters regrouped. They were fast learners, adapting to Jace's guerrilla tactics. But he had something they didn't, instincts honed by Earth itself. He lured one into a narrow canyon. As it lunged, Jace triggered a makeshift trap. Rocks crashed from above, forcing the hunter to leap right into a pit camouflaged beneath loose sand. He grinned. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Earth, buddy. 2 more hunters approached from the horizon, their weapons glowing. Jace unsheathed a plasma-charged spear he had scavenged from an old wrecked drone. He knew he couldn't take all 3 at once. The fight would require intelligence over brute force. Jace darted between boulders, setting traps, using mirrors and holographic decoys to confuse the hunters. One tripped over a wire he had strung earlier, another fell into a pit, and the last barely avoided a laser-charged snare. And all the while, Jace's grumpy commentary never ceased. Seriously, aliens? I could have been napping. The hunters were not only defeated by his skill but mocked by his humor, something no alien had expected from their prey. The struggle, the battle escalates. By nightfall, the terrain was littered with traps, overturned vehicles, and alien equipment sparking from damage. Jace knew the hunters wouldn't give up, the Orion Guild didn't tolerate failure. Suddenly, from the shadows, the lead hunter launched an ambush. Its twin energy blades glowed blue as it lunged toward Jace. Jace sidestepped, grabbing a jagged rock and using it to deflect the strike. Sparks flew. He was fast, but exhaustion was creeping in. Every move counted, every second mattered. He whispered under his breath, "Okay, focus. Outsmart, don't outrun. Using a combination of agility, improvised weapons, and traps, Jace managed to disarm the hunter and immobilize it against a boulder with electrified cables. He stood over it, chest heaving, face smudged with dirt and blood from minor scratches. "Welcome to my planet. You wanted a hunt. You got one." The climax, turning the tables. The remaining hunters regrouped at the edge of a cliff. They had called reinforcements via their communicator. But Jace was ready. He had anticipated this. The teenager had studied alien technology and strategies from scraps he had collected over the years. Jace triggered a series of holographic illusions, making it appear that the hunters were surrounded by dozens of Earth defenders, wild animals enhanced with minor tech augmentations and strategically placed traps. Panic flickered across the alien hunters' faces. Humans had always been unpredictable, but this was terrifying. The lead hunter snarled. "Do not underestimate the human. He is different." "Yes," Jace muttered, crouching behind cover. "I'm awesome. I know." He lured them to a canyon rim, and with precise timing, detonated an improvised pulse bomb he had rigged from old tech. The blast knocked the hunters off balance and forced them to retreat in disarray. By dawn, only one hunter remained on the battlefield, wounded and beaten. Jace approached, hands in pockets, expression bored. "Let me guess," he said, "you've never met a teen before?" The hunter hissed, defeated. "This cannot be." "Relax," Jace replied. "I'm grumpy, not cruel. You can live if you tell your guild to never come back." Ending Earth's teen hero. By the time the alien fleet lifted off, Jace stood alone on the mesa, watching the ships vanish into the stars. The Earth below was silent again, untouched by alien conquest, at least for now. News would spread across the galaxy about the teen hunter who outsmarted elite interstellar predators. Some would call it luck. Some would call it rebellion. But those who had witnessed it knew the truth. Jace's grit, intelligence, and instincts made him a legend. As he descended the mesa, he muttered to himself, "Grumpy teen saves Earth again." Yawn. "Maybe tomorrow I'll do laundry." But the universe had already noticed. Across the stars, whispers of a human teen capable of defeating the galaxy's finest hunters traveled quickly, setting the stage for future challenges. And Jace, well, he'd be ready. For now, he allowed himself a small smile. Against all odds, against every expectation, Earth had survived because of one grumpy teen. And he didn't even need a spaceship. Epilogue: the legend begins. Years later, when humans were finally integrated into interstellar society, stories were told of a human teen who fought alone and won. Some of the older alien generations still shook their heads in disbelief. "Impossible," they said. "No human could do that." And yet, the record spoke otherwise. His tactics were studied, his traps replicated, and his courage became a lesson for humans and aliens alike. Jace Hunter never sought fame or fortune. He only wanted peace, a little solitude, and maybe, just maybe, a quiet corner of the galaxy where no one would challenge him again. But legends have a way of finding their heroes, whether they like it or not. The teen grinned. "Let them come. I'll be ready."